I was not
wow, genuinely took me off guard.
Christmas tree traumas, learning the human anatomy, and you know what I always say, don't pull it out. Today, we're breaking down and reacting to all of the creative medical scenes and colorful injuries from the highly popular animated show, Smiling Friends. Let's dive right in. Oh my gosh, okay. Gunshot wounds are something that is sadly common enough. We see people who end up getting a single bullet and passing away versus somebody who has multiple and survive. You're worried about airway, breathing, circulation, and then something called disability and exposure. Oh my gosh. Concrete, it looks like.
Looks like
A crush injury. It's usually like a limb, a foot, a hand. And we see these actually often enough in either car accidents or big industries where there's heavy machinery that's being used. A lot of times that crushed limb is either left on scene or not brought to the emergency department for some reason. So please bring that with you. Crush injury to somebody's face. You know, a lot of times we won't actually put a broken nose back into place if it's mildly off because there's so much swelling. Typically, you follow up with an ENT doctor thereafter and they will fix your nose.
Your nose!
get the out, man.
We see individuals that come into the emergency department that have been assaulted. A lot of times your adrenaline is flying, you're stressed out, and you don't know where the pain is. And as that adrenaline calms down, things start to ache. What we'll end up doing is actually literally poking and prodding every part of your body.
My final burger. After today, I'm gonna start eating healthy.
I mean, how many times do all of us say that?
They pull me back in. My heart. Oh.
So I guess that means they're all innocent. Salty technically died from a heart attack.
Eating a burger and then having a heart attack right after? No, obviously not, right? The narrowing of the blood vessels, meaning like plaques are building up within the vessels themselves. What happens is a piece of the plaque breaks off and then causes a total blockage and a dam all at once. You're impaled right through the mid-chest. The likelihood that it's going through major structures, including your heart or your aorta, are pretty darn high.
Bip, going into the light. Bip, fading away.
Just all right, go into the
Just
light.
try to relax.
Going to the light, well, because you're coming altered, you're not perfusing your brain. People there like, go to the light, just try to relax, breathe. I mean, we do the same thing at the hospital.
I was not
wow, genuinely took me off guard.
No, we don't see people melt like that.
Fire!
Oh my gosh. The arrow tips can all be different, right? A lot of times, if you do have these injuries, you need to push them through. You can't actually pull them all the way out, or you break off the end. Typically, as I said this before, please do this at the hospital with us. If you're at home and you start bleeding out and having massive issues, you have massive issues.
My God, I really do have problems, don't I?
Charlie, what just happened?
Oh, the Renaissance men came into town finally. I literally told you at the beginning the Renaissance men were coming into town. He didn't believe me.
Now you know what I always say, don't pull it out. But this reminds me, if you are curious about any of my new products from my supplement line, Life Happens, I have a special code for you, my Dr. ER audience, Don't Pull It Out 30. It's 30% off discount for you.
Putting anyone in a bad mood, huh? Is this putting anyone in a bad mood?
Oh, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie!
We just have intestines, we have organs. You always want to check to see if they have a pulse. The best place is actually here in the carotid area, so your carotid artery is the best place. It's the biggest one you have access to. The knife wound to the head, I've talked about this before.
Before.
It takes a lot of force and it's gotta be super sharp and right at the right moments to be able to get truly in there. I've seen more than a handful of stab wounds to somebody's skull that bounces right off.
America needs common.
Rollovers do happen. People get ejected. We'll see people that are just fine as long as you have your seatbelt on and airbags went off. Just depends. Make sure that you're buckled in every single time. Okay, yeah. Toxic waste. If you ever have an issue relating to toxicology or a toxin or a poison, here in the United States, we do have a hotline that's free. It's 1-800-222-1222. You just tell them your symptoms, what you do, and what you might have ingested or exposed to, and they'll tell you what the best plan of action would be. Oh. Helicopter crash. I literally know individuals that have survived helicopter crashes. Injuries occur, minor scratches, abrasions to compressive fractures because of the force that you're landing. You see a lot of like back fractures or pelvic fractures and anything that you're trying to brace. You also see people with head injuries. All right, we got a pirate.
Pirates are fun.
Finally got me booty.
Oh my gosh, chopped off at the neck, and all you see is red and a single bone, which obviously is not that far off. If you cut right through the vertebral body of the spinal column, you will see that single bone, but right behind it, you'll see the spinal column, and then behind that, you'll see the spinous processes. Whoa. We do see people who jump from high places and have significant amount of injuries. We run everything like a trauma in the emergency department at hospitals. If somebody jumps or falls from a height greater than 3 times their own height, or typically about 15 feet, does that mean you're gonna have traumatic injuries? Not necessarily, but it's our degree of suspicion. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Ah. This looks like a roundworm. We call worms in medicine helminths, yet not the mayonnaise. And sometimes if somebody has overwhelming amount of worms in their body and you do a blood test, you might see a lot of eosinophils, type of white blood cells. So those are elevated in that moment.
Hey, Bill. Oh my God!
Whoa, actually pretty close, I think, anatomy-wise of all those ribs. We have 12 ribs, obviously. Some people have more, 12 on each side. 2 of them, 11, 12, are floating ribs. You know, they float all the way down.
They float.
When somebody comes to the emergency department and they're hallucinating, we do tox screens, but our tox screen in the hospital is limited. We're doing tox screens that look for alcohol. We're looking for Tylenol and aspirin. Those are big ones.
Could regular Pim be the sharpest gunslinger in the West?
You're not gonna hit
You
that,
need to
man.
pick those up when you're done. Don't leave them all over the
I'm
floor.
like 100% positive you're not gonna hit that. Okay, you actually hit it.
Oh my God, Alan, I'm
Oh.
so sorry. What the f, Pam? I thought these were safe, Alan.
I've literally had patients with injuries to the eye with BBs for whatever reason, however they were shot, somebody wasn't wearing safety glasses. Obviously, if you have massive traumatic injury to an eye, you're gonna lose it.
You're gonna lose it.
And that was a lot. This show is quite interesting. I've never seen it before, but it had some entertaining moments into it. It was also quite intense on other moments. So if you guys enjoyed this and you want me to do it again, let me know in the comments, or if there's any other shows, clips, films that you want me to check out, also let me know in the comments. And make sure you binge watch this whole playlist right here. Please make sure you subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, and hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.